All right, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Struggling Day Trader channel. I am your host, Resident Day Trader, and your brother in the struggle. The name is Hassan, and I'm here to go over my trades for today. Man, it it started off really nice, man. I had this really nice trade on DLR, which I basically entered the trade on a breakout, which I don't want to take. I really don't want to take breakouts. This is like I've been contemplating my entry strategy called the 5 minute opening range breakout, which I haven't really studied and really like formed a strategy behind it. But I kind of watch the plays pretty often. Probably shouldn't have taken it after this long topping tail right there. But I position sized really small so I could put my stop under the low of day. And when it pulled back here, I went ahead and added and raised my stop under that candle. And then after this, I added again. And I was still able to keep my stop right there. Then it made a nice higher high, pulled back and really nice test of VWAP. And I added again. And then I was able to raise my stop there. This honestly should have been enough for me to take profit up here at 3R. But I wanted more. I was feeling greedy. And it pulled back again. And I added again. Now, when I added here, I put in a new stop because I wanted to raise my stop right underneath this price action, right? Because when I add, I still want to keep my same level of risk. So I need to adjust my stop loss. Instead of putting 140, I think I was going to do 140, 140.27, maybe 140.24. I put in 141. So as soon as I put the stop in, it kicked me out of the trade. It sold my position. And I mean, it sold it for $40. I was up $40 on the position at the time. So, I mean, it wasn't the worst thing that could have happened, but for me, feeling like at least 142 was the place to sell, and I'm thinking it's going to trade above 142 and go even higher, it was very disappointing. And I immediately got back in with a tight stop, got stopped out. It went up to 142 and then sold back down to VWAP, and it's been selling off ever since. So I don't know if I would have sold here anyway. So this might have been the best thing that happened. But I mean, I should have sold that considering that's a double top. And I've been trying to sell in the right places. But just totally mismanaged the position. There's just an accident, an entry accident. But I ended up 1R on the position after, jumping in and losing that emotional re-entry. Today is the 8th. So DLR, I think it was well managed. Entry and ads. Fat fingered. Stop entry. Emotional re-entry. I would say on the 5 minute, I need to actually, I know a resource I can go to actually read more about this particular setup and actually build some rules for it to manage it better, to know when the best 5 minute opening range breakouts are worth taking. I think if I'm going to trade on the 5 minute, that is going to be a really good place to enter. Because a lot of these that are going to move up, they make really huge moves and they don't really give you an opportunity to enter on the 5 until pretty much the move is over on an aggressive day like today, So I definitely need to research more of that. And develop full strategy for it. All right, the rest of my trades. except for LPX. The rest of them had the same issue. Every one of them. And the ones at LPX down were all trades that I took after 11 o'clock. And that's a no-go. It's not a good time to take trades after 11 o'clock. I don't want to take trades after 11 o'clock. I want that to be a clear red line, a line in the sand that I don't cross. After 11 o'clock, I'm not taking any more entries. That being said, the issues that I had on every single one of these trades was buying after a lower high. Now, a common problem I had before, I still had this problem, but another problem I had was going long under VWAP. It's kind of a generally accepted fact that if it's above VWAP, it's bullish, and if it's below VWAP, it's bearish. So me going long beneath VWAP was just not a good idea. And it was a habit. I was constantly doing it like day after day. And I finally kicked that habit. Like I just don't go long under VWAP anymore. The next issue that I must overcome and that I think will get me to the next stage of finding my next issue that I can conquer is never buy after a lower high. Never buy after a lower high. Look at all of these. Every single one. Right? We make a high, make a higher low, and then what we got? A lower high. First sign of a downtrend is a lower high, lower low. Right? I got a higher low here, but it doesn't matter. They got this lower high. That's got to disqualify it. I have to pay attention to that. Because as soon as you get the lower high, you can really start drawing a trend line connecting it. And that's pretty much what happens. So, yeah. Over and over again. Over and over again. Check it out. TSM. We got the high here. High of day. Higher low. And then lower high. And then even a lower low. And then I buy it. It's stupid. It's the beginning of a downtrend. It's so clear. Never buy after a lower high. That's the mantra. I'm going to say it all day today. Meta. Same situation. We got the higher high, higher low. This might be a slightly higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Then we have our first lower high. First sign of the downtrend, first sign of the trend changing is a lower high. The buyers have left the building. Now the sellers are in control. And then what do we have? Lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. And what do? I buy it. Like, isn't it just the most clear? The most clear. Microsoft. Same situation. High of day. Lower high. Lower low. And then I buy it. Total downtrend, man. We don't break the downtrend till here. Now you can look and see if it comes back and retests, and then you can start looking for it to move back up. But buying this lower high, lower low, like, that's stupid. And I just did it over and over again. Over and over again. Just not even thinking about what I'm doing. Netflix. Same issue. This is high of day, lower high, lower low. This is still a lower high, but then we get a higher high and another lower high. I'm sorry, lower low, and then a lower high. And this is an even lower low right here. What do? I buy it. Straight clown stuff. Straight clown stuff, man. Look at this downtrend. Could it be any more obvious? So, yeah, that is another day's tuition in the bucket. Another max loss 4R, 4.5R day. But I got my mantra. And it's stupid because this is a rule that I already have. This is a disqualifier. Lower high or lower low. It's a disqualifier. That's supposed to tell me don't get in that trade, right? I don't like trading below yesterday's close. I don't want to trade consolidations, which means breakouts, big aggressive pullbacks, long topping tails. All these are disqualifiers that I've seen over and over again, and I've seen it consistently in my losing trades. Very consistently. So that's the mantra. I have to stop breaking this rule. I can never again buy after a lower high. Never buy after a lower high. That's the mantra. If I can never do that again after today, it'll be well worth the tuition of $115. Well worth it. Well worth it. Never buy after a lower high. Be feeling this close, man. This close. And then you come back and redo some mistakes that you already figured out a long time ago. Like, that's this process. It's like a little kid that you keep telling not to do something, and they just keep doing it anyway. Like, I told you not to do that. But they do it again. They can't help it. And that's how I feel, like a child. But I'm going to get this. I'm about to never buy after a lower high. Never buy after a lower high. That's the mantra. I'm saying it all day today. I'm going to come in tomorrow. Never buy after a lower high. All right. Also, I think I need to start drawing trend lines on the on pullbacks. You know, if I see lower highs, but I don't think I'm gonna be around long enough for that, because by the time an uptrend starts pulling back, it's probably after 11 o'clock, and I don't want to trade after 11 either. So yeah, those two things are what got me today. But I wouldn't even enter none of these trades if I was listening to my rule of never buying after a lower high. So it's all going together. Anyway, I'm not gonna ramble about this anymore. Never buy after a lower high. That's the big revelation of today. I'll be back tomorrow morning to try again. Hope to have a better day. But I tell you what, never buy after a lower high. That's all I got, man. Hit that like button for me. Hit that subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the morning, man. Peace.